Chris, big homecoming game for you. You played lights out, so did IGN. What was it like being back there?
I felt this real good, real exciting. The atmosphere of the link is playing at a NFL stadium. It's always like a good experience and just the best feeling a kicker ever had.
Yeah, you said you had some family and friends come in. What was that like?
It was real supportive. BC is kind of further than Temple, so it was good to see my mom, my brother come out, my dad, and my uncle. Those are my biggest fans and huge supporters. And then I got to see some of my friends from campus, so that was really cool too.
What did you guys talk about leading up to this week in terms of the defense? And last week, you guys gave up 28 points. This week,
just no matter who our opponent is, we're gonna go out there and play hard. We're gonna prepare for any opponent, no matter who they are.
As far as getting pressure on the quarterback, you had some success today, 1.5 sacks, couple of TFLs. What were you seeing?
It was just, everything was open up. We were playing as a great D-line. We were playing together, talking, telling each other different keys on the field. So it was a great performance by the whole defense and the whole D-line.
Coach Hadley talked about some of those fourth down stops. One of them came from your teammate and former teammate, IGN, on fourth down. What was your reaction when you saw that?
I was so hyped for him. He's a big motivator for me. He always picks up the energy when he sees me down and everything like that. So if I see him hype, I'm getting hyped too. So I'm jumping up and down, just all up in his face and telling him good job. So he's a really good, talented player. So
we'll go to Zoom for Chris.
All right, Chris, we'll start with a question from Rich Thompson.
Hey, Chris, just talk about the pressure you were able to apply up the middle. It wasn't just the edge. I thought that the push came from the middle of the line.
The pressure was good. We just was getting after it, getting a lot of knockback, just playing hard, just playing real fast and violent and physical.
I think you lost a sack to to a grounding call today, but you still had pretty good numbers. Were you satisfied with your performance?
I always got room to improve, but today was a pretty good day for me and the D-line as a whole.
Chris, you do still get credit for the sack despite the grounding, but we'll go to Trevor for our next question.
Thanks for that.
We talked to you earlier this week about just what it would be like, and you obviously were pretty excited going in. So just how did it compare to what you thought it would be, and just what's kind of your overall takeaway from the day?
What can I say? It was very exciting. Everything I thought it would be. In the beginning of the game, they're my enemies, but at the end of the game, they're still my friends. I still love them. I still got a lot of love for all my friends and teammates over there, old teammates over there. So it was real good to just see them and then play against them.
All right, looks like that's it. Thanks a lot, Chris.
Thank you.
First start of this season as you're adjusting after everything happened. What was it like? Was it good to get some players out? How was the experience?
Yeah, I think we got the judge out pretty quick. That first pass for a touchdown, it's one way to do it after Travis' big kick return. Not too much of an adjustment. It felt good to be back out there, to start the game. Just the ebbs and flow of the game take a toll on guys, and it's just like I felt a little bit like just had to keep pushing through, and that I think is the biggest challenge of today's game is just like keeping the momentum and keeping pushing forward.
What was it like to see the defense?
Yeah, they played their butts off. That was the best I've seen them play in a really long time. Like the past couple of years, granted, two guys transferred from Temple, they had a little bit extra to play for, but it's contagious and it's spread throughout the entire defense. That just shows what something can do if you have a little bit of fire in your belly. But they played awesome. I don't know how many fourth down stops they had within the 20, but it felt like every other drive they were fourth and 2 and making a stop. So I'm really proud of them. They played awesome and happy they kept going.
2 straight road wins for you guys, and now you're 3-0. You feel like you're building something special.
Yeah, absolutely. We knew we had something special in the beginning. One thing Coach emphasized at the beginning of the year, camp is we got to learn to win on the road. And that was one thing that, coming in today, we had battles from the first in the locker room in the hotel, just different stuff like that. We had to learn to win and learn to play on the road. And, started off pretty hot this year with 2 road wins and try to keep going with that momentum.
I want to go back to the first quarter. You had Jaden 101 downfield.
Mm-hmm.
Just looked like you underthrew a little bit there.
Yeah.
Walk me through that play.
Yeah, we're just, reading how low their safety was going to get. We knew they were going to come down on the run fake and, kind of you forget how fast he is sometimes and just underthrow him. So I'd love to have that one back. Felt like that was an easy 6 points. Everyone bounced back and responded, and just part of the game that we got. I guess that's part of the the adjustment I could have made was just letting it loose a little bit. But we definitely want to have that one back. But we learn from that and we move on.
Just gotta fix the camera before you.
All right. Over here on Zoom, raise your digital hands once again for Dennis. We'll start with Rich Thompson.
So Dennis, it was kind of a convoluted drive there, but you got the team fourth down, so I think it was 78 yards and 14 plays. Just talk about putting that drive together.
Yeah, that was the one that started, kind of back and forth. I think we had a penalty and then, got bounced back and then another defensive penalty, and it was just kind of back and forth. So it started off a little odd, but kept it going. And then, I was joking with the old lineman before the game last night that it was going to be hot. We're going to get a long drive together. They better be ready to go. And they kind of laughed at me. But was it 14? You said?
Yeah, 14 plays.
They said no more than 16. So I guess we accomplished that. But yeah, it was good. It was kind of set the tempo for the rest of the game, running it down their throat and making plays when they present themselves. A couple third down plays in there, but it's just the style we play with and kind of the momentum that we're going to play with throughout the rest of the year.
Go next to Trevor.
Yeah, just more about the final drive of the game. I mean, you guys obviously had the game won at that point. It was 21-3, but just to piece together a final drive like that after a little bit of a slow third quarter, just how important was that going forward?
Yeah, I felt like throughout, out of the half and into the early stages of the fourth quarter, we kind of stalled a few times, couldn't really get some momentum going with some first downs, and that was the biggest thing. Is as soon as we got that first down, we're rolling. I felt like we could have done that a few more times earlier in the second half, that we could put on together some drives like that. But it was almost personal at that point. We were had been playing well throughout the entire game, getting back to what we know. The big guys up front were like, all right, we're gonna run this one out and finish this with the ball in our hands. So. It's almost, I don't want to say it's an ego thing, but it was personal for us, and we wanted to punch it in the end zone, even whether we were winning or not.
So next to Tom Lydon.
Hey, Dennis, thanks for the time. Congrats on getting the win today. Question for you is this. I know Coach talked about building the foundation being 3-0. Can you just touch on what I would guess is inherent excitement about turning the page here, because the competition's getting picked up a notch. You get to return home and face Missouri next week. There's going to be a lot of eyes on that game.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's just, like I said, momentum before. And it's just, wins are hard to come by, and anytime you can get a win, especially on the road, regardless of the opponent, regardless of the situation, it's big. And we're going to celebrate it just like we celebrate every other win. We're going to come in tomorrow and, go back on the tape and get some more corrections in, and we're going to have a tough week of practice. So, it's whether it's more eyes on us, more, momentum going into the game. I think just, getting back to the basics, get into our season routines and keep going. So. I'm happy for the guys, happy for the team, and we're going to come out and swing again next week.
Go back to Rich.
Hey, Dennis, I was talking to Coach Halfley about this, but it seems like Frank's been very creative with Zay Flowers, and especially on that cross-formation lateral pass that he took 47 yards. Just talk about you as a quarterback, what you can do with that versatile type of player.
Yeah, anytime you get the ball in his hands, it's a win for us. Anytime, you can get him in space, that's a win for us. And when you have a weapon like that, you really want to take advantage of it as many ways as possible. And we'll keep doing that throughout the year, and hopefully he can keep making big plays for us. So it's a guy that you love to have on our side, and Coach Signetti and the offensive staff to do a great job of dialing up different ways to get him the ball.
Yeah, but it seems like he's showing that he's more than a lateral threat. I think that can give heartburn to a lot of defensive coordinators.
Oh, absolutely. I can only imagine trying to game plan against our offense, given the weapons we have and given the versatility that we use. But I think that you make a good point with, how much he's grown in the last couple of years. His first year here was, kind of a jet sweep guy. The next year here, he's more a downfield guy, and he's coming into a, overall receiver that, is given, like you said, giving some defense coordinators a lot on their mind and probably some sleepless nights. But it's just a testament to how much he puts in, how much work he does, and how much he's grown as a player.
All right. Thanks a lot, Dennis.
Thank you.
That's good. Appreciate it.
So, homecoming for you, big game for you, Chris. That fourth down stop, big back to the first down there. You got a quarterback drop plays coming up the middle. So, what were you thinking in that moment? And how did you got
for the play, just get off the field, get the ball back to our offense. It was a huge moment. It's a huge turn of momentum for the game. It showed Temple and the rest of the country that, we won't give up until we get the ball back to our offense. So that felt so good. Electric.
Yeah, I saw when Temple was coming out of the tunnel, he kind of stared down them a little bit. And then that same thing again that happened. What was the energy like today? Adrenaline, was it going? how are you feeling with those?
Yeah, the adrenaline was definitely super high. Just making sure I wasn't getting too emotional, keeping everything in the moment, and making sure that I slowed everything down for myself. So I played under control. And that's exactly what we did. We all put under control, stayed to the game plan, and it felt really good to be able to win the W.
How big was this performance for the defense?
Oh, it's huge. It's a huge statement for the country, huge statement for us. This is our standard. We know we can get stops. We know we can change the game, get our offense the ball. And, if we keep playing like that, sky's the limit.
Yeah. Did you feel like there was an added emphasis on defensive play this week after everything that happened last week? And just wanting to come out here and make a statement that Isaiah.
Yeah, I mean, no matter the quarterback, Phil, Dennis, we're gonna play for whoever's gonna be under the center. And yeah, it is a huge statement for us. We wanted to make sure we put our face on everything, make sure we got the ball out. I mean, we got a couple of fumbles out there that the refs left out there. And I think that we could have changed the game.
All right, Isaiah, we'll switch over here to Zoom. We'll get started with Rich Thompson.
Hi, Isaiah. Looked like Temple had about 6 dead ball fouls, motion all over, wide receivers. Is that something the defense causes them to do? I mean, is that something you practice about, getting offenses out of sync?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely want to show blitzes, want to show different looks to get them out of sync. And then, when we do show blitzes, we try to show an emphasis of trying to get the offense to get off their game. So when we do show, we want them to false start and get out of their looks. So that's exactly what we did.
And just a quick follow, Justin Lynch was calling his number an awful lot. I don't know if that was due to pressure or just scheme. But were you anticipating that play when you stuffed him on 4th and 3?
When in the red zone, they do a lot of quarterback run action. They like to get you compressed to expand you. So that's exactly the play that they ran. So we were ready for it. We made sure that the linebacker stayed in the box and was ready for the quarterback run. And yeah, we stopped him.
We'll go next to Trevor.
You guys have held your opponent scoreless in 9 of 12 quarters so far this season, which is pretty impressive no matter who you're playing. Just how about your consistency as a group and just what's working so well overall?
Yeah, I mean, we're still trying to hold ourselves to a really high standard. There's still more things that we could do to make ourselves better. I think we definitely left a couple plays out there that we could have gotten back. But overall, I think as a defense, this is exactly what we're looking for, and we're looking to build off it every week.
All right, looks like that's it. Thanks a lot, Isaiah.
Thank you.